Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Final Fantasy Revex's video, and today we are going to be looking at Auron, also the boss Jet, or Brassler's Ultimate Summon, and also we're not letting me look at the Hayu because he's terrible. I'm not going to waste your guys' time on that. I looked at his Neo Vision Plus Awakening, and it's literally a joke. So we're not going to look at that. Auron's Timar is very generic. His Timar at least has something else on it. I mean, this is not going to really amount to anything, but sure. And then the usual Trash Vision card. Also, there's a new category, Sword Masters. He's not the only one that's on it, by the way. There's quite a lot of characters on this list. Actually, quite a lot. I'm not going to go through all of them, but as you'll notice, he is not on ice, or he's not in wind at all, so he does not taking after his other version. You can only equip Katana, so that's a big detriment. You cannot naturally equip the Dark Vision two-handed Greatsword. Fire, ice, and water, 150% amp. 120 times mod. He has pretty much all the type of stuff that as a lot of other characters do, so that's good at least. He has some mitigation, which is okay. Some racial mitigation, 160% imperil for 3 elements, 40% katana imperil on an AoE on a cooldown, and it's on a 2-turn cooldown, so you're gonna have 40% katana imperil up very often. Now, the negative thing here, some people were mentioning in my Discord, like, oh, he's like the Katana Cloud. Unfortunately, unlike Cloud, he does not have 89% breaks. Cloud does. So, 87% not good enough. We needed that 89 at least. So, I guess he can have stop resistance for everybody. That's okay. That's pretty cool. The rest of this is not that great because it only does some status effects, not all of them. And okay, so his leader skill is very questionable. I'm very confident at this point that this guy leader skill is really only good for the FFBE, because this would be extremely good for the FFBE because everybody would get all those stats. And him being on the team is not so bad either because he's basically a finisher. So his damage is pretty high. It's up there. He's not number 1. He's not number 2. He's not number 3. I don't think he is. He's up there though. And just his biggest detriment is you have to basically use one of your materia slots to equip a greatsword if you want the two-handed Dark Vision greatsword if no one else is using it. And the reason why I mention almost all my reviews is because it's that good. It's like it changes a unit completely. It increases their damage substantially because of the variance on it. So I wish that some of these ability modifiers had they were available. They were for more than a few turns at least, like maybe like 3 or 4 turns. He's good. I tried pulling from him from off video, like off screen. I did 2 pulls on a step up. Unfortunately, I did not get him. So he's pretty good. I kind of just wanted him for the leader skill for the FFBE. That's basically all I would want him for, because if you don't care about the FFBE, this guy is not nearly as valuable, I feel. His leader skill is just not good, and he's not an overdrive character. You can tell, by the way, if it's an overdrive character or not. It won't say SLB. It'll just say Neo Vision Plus on the LB here. And so he's an SLB. I feel like he's just worse than Cloud, and mathematically he is actually worse than Cloud. Cloud can actually naturally equip the greatsword as well, so I feel like this guy's only value is, and he has water amped too, to be in the FFBE. That's it. So that as it may, his score is not going to be looking too good here because like your only value is being in FFBE. Like Pretty much other than maybe like being like a dark vision finisher or something. So his score is going to be... I'm going to give him like an 8. And he's like... That's like an 8 with your hand on the railing almost falling off. And that's like a 7.9 almost. Just because in the SFBE he's going to be top tier. Because that leader skill is going to be very helpful for beating the Final Fantasy X mission. If there is one. I'm assuming there is one, just like all the other ones. But outside of the SFBE, who cares? This leader skill is garbage. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. If you disagree, that's okay. That's just what I think. Anyways, here's the free unit that if you beat the FFBE and all the missions and stuff, you get this guy. And like I mentioned before, he has like all SP reward characters. They typically have the same stuff that that a New Vision Plus unit would have. Most of it, anyways. He does have 120 times modifier buff. I think that he was lacking in amp. Or was he? I don't remember. He is lacking in amp, so that's why his damage is not going to be nearly as high. I already saw him on the spreadsheet. His damage is pretty low. Because there's no amp. It's only 50%. So you'd have to give him 100%, or you'd have to spread his what's his categories here? Only dark. And I also believe that his LB is also locked to an element. Yep. So I don't believe we have a dark 150% amp spreader yet. I'm sure it'll exist eventually, and then this guy will be a lot better. He's a finisher too, so that doesn't really help. It doesn't really help matters too much. But once we get 150% dark amp spreader, like Terra or Tidus, those are 150% amp spreaders. I'm pretty sure his damage is going to go up significantly. But until that happens, he's just not very good just yet. So there's no point in scoring him because it's free. So yeah. He's alright. At least we finally get a physical damage dealer. Most of them have been mages. So, alright. And like I mentioned, I'm not talking about Hayu at all. Other than what I mentioned already. What do you guys think about Auron? Am I on the money? Am I off base a little bit? Am I missing something? Let me know in the comment section down below. I don't think I'm missing anything though. Although this, getting this EX ability here would be really great. Imagine going EX3 on him though. It's just not going to happen. Alright. I got several videos already all planned for once. I normally don't ever get to plan anything anymore, but tomorrow will be global review. And then Nikki just released a banner, so I gotta squeeze that in. I also need to make the best team video for Gogeta, the anniversary Gogeta on Dokkan Battle, so that's gotta be squeezed in somewhere too. So I've got a lot of things on the channel going through, so if you like Dokkan Battle, you like Nikke, make sure to stay tuned to the channel too, because I'm going to be doing those videos as well tomorrow or the next day. See ya. Peace.